friends, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Frank, and if you're new here, I'm happy to have you here. My name is Frank, just like I said a second ago. So, today, it is part numero dos of my next experience. Today, I'll be talking about my time at rehearsal day number 1, 2, and 3. And I'll tell you guys a funny story that gave me a massive headache. So, you know, I said that last week this was gonna be a two-parter, right? I'll be talking about next in 2 parts, but there's gonna be a third part. Why? Because originally yesterday, when I filmed the video part 2, it ended up being a 30-minute long video, and trust me, nobody wants to see a 30-minute long rookie video. So, anyways, without anything else to say, with that next intro out of the way, let's start the video! Yosh! Well, I don't know if you noticed, but I'm pretty hyped about this. I said last week that it only took one video for me to start, that I'll get in the zone, and I'll get, in the mood. So, where do I start? After signing the contract and accepting the fact that my bank account was gonna be at 0, I was getting ready for rehearsal day number 1. So pretty much this is how it works, alright? There's gonna be 3 rehearsal days, right? Saturday, and then the last rehearsal day was gonna be on Sunday, the same day as the showcase, right? So I was getting prepared for rehearsal day number 1. They sent me this email with some bunch of instructions and a bunch of things about the showcase, right? But sending me a big list of commercials, of new commercials that I needed to pick one, remember it, and that would be my commercial for the day of the showcase. I couldn't just do the same commercial I did for the audition. I mean, I had the option, but that would be bad. A new Ford Mustang can only get you so far. Picked a eHarmony commercial. It wasn't because I have experience with online dating. I really don't. It was because I thought it would be funny. Usually stuff about that ends up being funny. So yeah, rehearsal day number 1 came on a Saturday, and it was pretty normal, I guess. I mean, there were rehearsals, not acting classes, so it wasn't gonna be like super long. The rehearsals rehearsal number 1 and 2 were only 2 hours from 3 to 5. And for the first day we didn't learn a lot. Well, we did learn anyways. So yeah, I went to the hotel, the same hotel that I filmed the first time the auditions, and the rehearsals were gonna be held there, so as the showcase, right? I was in a pretty big group. We were about 40 or 30 something people, I don't remember, but it was a pretty big group. And yeah, at first, nobody, all right, everyone was really social. I made a lot of new friends just on the first day. I made a lot of new friends, and it was pretty fun. What we learned about our camera slate. Basically, the camera slate is the introduction, your name, where you live, and your age, and all of that. We practice that. We practice our commercial. The coaches, that, by the way, we got coached by one of the owners and a next personnel. They taught us how to, how we should move, how we should talk. They talked about our pronunciation, because that was pretty much for rehearsal day number 1. Now, rehearsal day number 2, oh boy, that's where things got really interesting. I tell you why. So, at the end of rehearsal number 1, people starting booking their photos, their headshot section with next. I'll get to that in a second. And we learned that by rehearsal day number 2, we needed to submit our headshot. I'll get to that in a second. By the end of rehearsal number 2 for approval, if we were doing our headshots by our own means, right? And that started a pretty frustrating week. Now, how do I start rehearsal day number 2? You know, because rehearsal day number 2 has a funny story, and the rehearsals were pretty awesome, worth to talk about. But I don't know where to start. All right, I'll start what happens on rehearsal day number 2, right? So, rehearsal day number 2 for me will be the best rehearsal day. You know, for me, it was where we had so much fun and we learned the most. All right. Let me start by saying that we got coached by, are you ready for this? By Chris Rocho. Huh? You don't know who Chris Rocho is? Well, don't worry, because I didn't know who he was until I Googled him. But don't worry, I got the paper of facts. So Chris Rocho is Luke Parker from The Vampire Diaries. He's also a songwriter. He's a singer too. He was on Lemonade Mouth, and that's pretty much it. And for me, it was special because he is, or was, the first famous guy that I actually met and talked to. You know, it felt pretty cool. He basically taught us a bunch about acting. You know, he taught us about how to go around auditions, a bunch of things, you know. And the way that he coached us, it was pretty unique. All right, so he had this dynamic, right, where he had us rehearsal, you know, say our commercials and our camera slate in 3 different ways, right? The first one was normal, you know, like normal. The second one, you put your hands like this, and you go like this, and you have to say your commercial, and then, you know, you breathe with your move restricted. And then the third one was loosey-goosey, right? You needed to loosen up, bust out the moves, you know, like, I'm so sorry you had to see that. I promise it won't happen again in this video. After we finished, we took pictures, we took selfies, and then we had this one big group picture. And yeah, that was pretty much for the rehearsal. But now comes the story. So, like I said a couple minutes ago, for rehearsal day number 2, you needed, by the end of it, you needed to submit your headshot. A headshot is basically, you know, a headshot. Get it? Headshot. Don't go! For reals, a headshot is basically a fancy picture of your face, a professionally edited picture of your face, from your head all the way down to this part of the body, right? So if you're wondering how my headshot ended, it ended up looking like this. All right, look at my, you know, even though it's edited, it's still pretty ugly. Here's the story, right? So by the end of rehearsal day number 2, I needed to submit my headshot, right? It was Saturday, and I had 2 options: so either do it with Next, or do it by my own means. Now, since we thought like that, everyone thought like this, you know, the one who received the discount, the $100 discount, you know, we were saying like, oh, we have $100 discount for the headshot, you know, I'm definitely going with Next, you know. And it was the obvious choice, you know. They knew what the agents were looking for, they knew what they were talking about, and they had the materials to make that thing look incredible. So of course I wanted to go with Next. So by the end of rehearsal day number 1, it was booking time. All right, you needed to book your session, right? And I was gonna enter because they were sending us 2 at a time, and I was at the line. And then the first guy that come out, you know, who booked his session, he said, "Oh, you know, get ready because you need to have, you know, $150, you know, because the original price is $250 for the normal package with 1 wardrobe, you know, but you need to have $150." And we were like, "But now, right now, yeah, right now. Hold on, like, come on, man, like, right now, can we do payments?" I mean, it was like the majority of us didn't do it with Next, you know, because to have $150 just casually in your pocket, you know, it's something so common in PR. So I didn't ended up doing it with Next, so I did it by my own means, meaning that I needed to look for a photographer, you know, the one that took the headshot that you saw. You know, I found the photographer, and he really professional, really good, and the headshot ended up looking great. Now, this is where the story gets really. So, I booked my session with the photographer on Thursday, right? And then I asked him, you know, if he could tell me a place where I can print it, right? I needed 5 copies of it. And he said, oh yeah, I can recommend you this place. You know, he said, quote, the best place in PR to get professionally made photos printed out professionally. So, and I'm like, oh great, yeah, good. I looked them online, and then the store said, all right, that it closed at 3:30. Or remember that, 3:30, right? So it was Friday, and I went after school, right? I got there at 2:30, all right? An hour before they closed, at 2:30, right? When I enter the shop, holding my USB, and I'm like, yeah, good afternoon. I need 5 copies of a headshot. So yeah, por favor. And then the guy was like, yeah, Sonny, I turn off the machine. We're closed. I'm closed for the day, but I can do Monday. Monday? Are you kidding me? I need it by Sunday, the day of the showcase. I was like, because you know, and it was Friday, and none of those businesses open on the weekend, so I was pretty much. But thank God there was one store that opened on Saturdays at 9 a.m. So I got my butt up really early on Saturday, went to the store at 8 a.m. an hour before they opened, and I managed to got my headshot printed out, right? I went to the store, I'm like saying, oh yeah, I need the headshot this way, that way, and he was, oh yeah. And just so I got the headshot on the right. When I went to the rehearsal, and I was talking, you know, to one of my new friends about the headshot, you know, and I saw her headshot, and I'm like, what's this white border here? And she was like, oh, don't you remember? You know, because the headshot needed to be 8.5 times 11, you know, the print size, and the image size needed to be cropped 7.5 times 9, right? It has to have a white border and your name in the lower right hand side, and on the top, you know, and the letters should be in bold, in white, you know, and I got the headshot printed out wrong. Holy oh my God. I was like, no, I give up. I'm an effed. But I didn't give up. Frank doesn't give up. I wouldn't give up, right? Especially after coming this far and putting literally all my bank account money into this. I wasn't ready to give up. So, the day of the showcase came. Now, before I end the story, rehearsal day number 3 was the same day of the showcase. You know, it was pretty short because it was obviously the same day of the showcase. We didn't do much. We just, you know, rehearsal like kind of slayed. We rehearsed how to walk on their makeshift stage, and that's it. The story, the day of the showcase on Sunday, I got early. I went to Office Max, right? And I printed out the headshot with that crappy paper. I mean, it looked horrible. The quality looked horrible. But at least it had the white border and everything right. And yeah, that was pretty much it. A pretty frustrating week that was. You know, I was running around in a bunch of places. Plus, I needed to deal with my resume. I also needed to take a draft to do rehearsal day number 2. And a pretty crazy week, you know. But yeah, I guess this is the end of the video. If you like the video, then you can like the video. I'm not telling you to do it, you know, because I'm still a rookie, you know, and I can say, you know, like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell, alright? But if you want to subscribe, and if you want to hit the notification bell, you are more than welcome to do it. I mean, I'll be very happy if you do, you know. It's a win-win, alright? So, but I'm not telling you to do it, alright? I'm not telling you to do it. Anyway, guys, I see you guys next week. I still don't know how to end my videos, So I'll leave you guys with a blooper. My first official blooper. Bye until next week.